All right, so transformer block. It's a term we hear thrown around constantly, right? But what is actually happening inside one of those things? Well, today we're going to peel back the layers. We're going to follow a single token on its incredible journey to see how it gets completely transformed from start to finish. And this right here, this is the key. You really got to get this. A transformer block isn't a passive reader. It's not just looking at what a word means. No, it's an active editor. It's literally rewriting the meaning of that word based on everything around it. It's a transformation, not just a glance. So, every story needs a hero, right? Well, meet ours, a single token. And when this token shows up on the doorstep of the transformer block, it's not just a word like cat or run. Oh no. It's this incredibly rich, complex mathematical object, all primed and ready for what's coming next. So what is this object? It's a vector. And really, all that is a long list of numbers. We're talking maybe thousands of numbers. The best way to think about it is like a super specific GPS coordinate. It's the token's unique address in this enormous, high-dimensional map of meaning. Now, when you have a whole sentence, you've got a whole sequence of these vectors. And that whole group together, that's what we call a tensor. Okay, but before we get into the nitty-gritty of how our token gets changed, we have to understand the playing field, the arena where this all goes down. Because we're not just talking about numbers in a spreadsheet here. This is a geometric workspace. It's a space where meaning isn't just a definition, it's an actual location, a point with a direction. And the fundamental building block of this entire workspace is the tensor. You know, tensor sounds kind of intimidating, but it's really just an umbrella term for these data containers. A vector? That's a simple tensor. A matrix? Also a tensor. It's kind of like how vehicle is the umbrella term for a car, a truck, a bike. They're all vehicles. And the model, it almost always works with these bigger, more complex tensor structures. And to really wrap your head around a tensor, you only need to know two things about it: rank and shape. Rank is just how many dimensions does it have. A line has one, a flat piece of paper has two. Simple. Shape is just how big it is in each of those dimensions. That's it. It's that simple framework that allows the model to organize this entire vast universe of meaning. I love this quote because it just nails it. The individual token's vector, its embedding, that's the atom. It's the smallest, most fundamental piece. But the real magic, the real action, happens on the scale of the entire tensor, the collection of all the atoms in the sentence. That's the model's universe. That's where physics happens. All right, so our token has arrived. It's passed through the front door of the transformer block. What's the first thing that happens? It gets thrown into this crazy dance party called the attention mechanism. Seriously, think of it like a big chaotic negotiation where every single token in the sentence gets to talk to every other token. They're all trying to figure out who here matters to me and who do I matter to. And this whole dance, it happens in four main steps. First, each token creates three different versions of itself. We'll get to why in a second, called a query, a key, and a value. Then it takes its query and compares it to everyone else's key. It's like shouting a question into a crowd and listening for who responds. Based on those comparisons, it calculates attention weights, basically how much it should listen to each of the other tokens. And finally, it blends all their information together based on those weights. So you might be thinking, hold on, three versions of itself? A query, a key, and a value? Why the complication? Why can't a token just be itself? And that is a great question. It's because each of these versions plays a very specific, very distinct role in this complex conversation. Okay, first up is the query. The query is the seeker. It's the part of the token that's asking a question. Imagine the token is the word it. Its query is essentially shouting out, "Hey everyone, I'm a pronoun. I'm looking for a singular noun that I might be referring to. Anyone fit the bill?" Then you have the key. The key is the advertiser. It's what every other token is shouting back. So a token like robot would have a key that's advertising, "Hey, I'm over here. I'm a singular noun." The query from it is looking for a key like the one from robot. And finally, there's the value. The value is the actual stuff, the information payload. So once the query from it finds a strong match with the key from robot, the robot token doesn't just say, "Yep, that's me." It hands over its value vector, which is this rich package of semantic information about what a robot is. That's the prize the query was seeking. So this whole QKV process is happening all at once for every token. But here's the kicker. The model doesn't just do this once. It runs this whole process multiple times, all in parallel. And that naturally leads to the question, why? Why not just have one big, powerful attention mechanism? Why split it up into different heads? Well, the answer is all about specialization. Think about it like having a committee of experts looking at your sentence instead of just one generalist. Each head can become a specialist. You might have one head that gets really, really good at figuring out pronoun references. Another one becomes a grammar nerd, focusing only on subject-verb agreement. A third one might look for broader thematic connections. By having this diverse committee, the model gets a way deeper, more holistic understanding of the sentence all at once.
Okay, scene change. The dance of attention is over. Our token has mingled, it's gathered all this juicy gossip and context from its neighbors. Now what? Now it's time for some me time. It goes through an internal upgrade. This is the part where the token basically goes into its room, shuts the door, and just thinks. It processes everything it just heard in that group conversation.
And this is probably one of the most important distinctions to get right. Attention is the group chat. It's communication between all the different tokens. This next part, the feed-forward network, is not a group activity. This is solo work. It's the processing that happens inside each individual token, one by one, as they reflect on the new context they've just absorbed. So what is this feed-forward network? You can think of it like a series of incredibly advanced filters and pattern detectors. It takes the token's vector, which is now packed with all that context from the attention step, and it explodes it, expands it into a much, much bigger space. We're talking going from maybe 4,000 dimensions up to 16,000 or more. Why? Because in that bigger space, it can spot way more subtle, high-level patterns and relationships. Then, once it's found those patterns, it synthesizes them and compresses everything back down to the original size. And that's it. Our token has made it through the attention mechanism and the feed-forward network. It has completed one full trip through a transformer block. So after all that, what's the result? What's different now? This quote just says it all. The token entered as just a point, a coordinate on that giant map of meaning, but it doesn't leave from the same spot. No way. After all that communication and all that internal processing, it has moved. It has shifted to a new, better-informed position in that space, a position that perfectly reflects its meaning in this specific sentence. And that right there is the whole point. This is the big takeaway. The token is no longer just some static dictionary definition of a word. It has absorbed the world around it. It's become this dynamic, context-rich blend of itself and its neighbors. The token for bank in Riverbank is now literally in a different part of the meaning universe than the token for bank in investment bank. That's the rewrite. That's the transformation. So that leaves us with one last thing to chew on. This whole intricate process, this dance and reflection, it's all just a complex machine designed to do one thing: turn isolated ideas into contextual understanding. It shows that meaning isn't fixed, it's negotiated based on what's around it. And it makes you wonder, right? How much is that journey of a single token just a reflection of how our own minds work?